Eccoci qui, buonasera, siamo arrivati al quarto appuntamento degli IVI Pro Days 2020. Questa sera abbiamo un incontro dedicato al tema videogiochi e musei. Abbiamo con noi Abdel Bounane e Olivier Mauco. Tra l'altro, visto che si parla di musei e videogiochi, rinnovo l'invito a visitare la nostra virtual exhibition. Trovate il link sulla nostra pagina web o sulla nostra pagina Facebook. Vi ricordo che alla fine della diretta, gli ultimi 15 minuti, potremo avere una sessione di Q&A con domande da porre ai nostri ospiti e che potete anche incontrarli alla fine della diretta nella nostra virtual room. Il link lo troverete qui in sovrimpressione in alcuni momenti, ma anche nei commenti e anche nel post fissato in alto nella nostra pagina Facebook. Ecco, lo scorso aprile il Centre Pompidou di Parigi ha pubblicato un videogioco, Prism 7, realizzato con il supporto del Ministero dell'Educazione Nazionale. E parleremo di questo oggi, anzi ci giocheremo in diretta. So now I'm switching to English and welcome Abdel and Olivier. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Buonasera.
Hello.
In recent years, here in Italy, we have often discussed about the relationship between video games and museums, sometimes properly and sometimes less properly. So I think it's a pleasure, and I'm really glad it's a pleasure to speak about that with you and to hear about your experience with Prism 7. So I give you the floor. I remove myself from the screen, but I'm here. So if you want to share your screen, you just have to give me orders, and I'm doing the director of the lecture. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's start. I'm Olivier Mauco. I'm game director on Prism 7, and we work with Abdel.
Yes, I'm Abdel, creative director on Prism 7.
So maybe we can start by the beginning. Let's say what we wanted to do and what was the main idea through this game. When the Centre Pompidou decided to create a game, it was an idea to promote the museum outside of the walls of the museum, meaning that today we've got a general trend, people coming into the museum to test VR stuff like that, and okay, let's have a location-based event, but they wanted to do another stuff that was, okay, let's use video games to reach new audiences and to get to some public we are not used to touch with our communication, and they decided to create this video game. I think the main goal was like that. It was a way to give access to modern and contemporary art through a new medium, which is a video game.
And also to engage people that typically were not going to museums because maybe from their cultural environment or things that maybe it's a place that they're not used to go, and to use a digital media so that they have a relationship to art with the media of their love, which can be video game. It can be many other things, but in this case, they wanted to explore video games and the link between art and video game.
Maybe we can show you a little trailer of the game in order to discover what's behind Prism 7. Abdel, you can do it?
Yeah. You want me to
show the trailer?
Yeah.
Maybe of the game?
Yeah, I have some video here that I can share.
Super. Just to note that the game is available on computer, on Steam, Mac, Android, and iOS. So this is some close-up of the game, some example. Okay, cool.
I'm going also to show. And this level is inspired by the work of Kandinsky. It's a level where you have to play with colors, and music, so that it relates to the work of Kandinsky and different pieces that are related to synesthesia. So typically in this level, you have a good example of how we manage to discuss with the Centre Pompidou, have better knowledge of the art, the history, and the goals of the artist. In this case, Kandinsky. Work on the concept of synesthesia and translate it into a level where typically you have to work in conjunction with colors and sounds, so that at the end of the level you have explored a piece and a video game piece where you have enjoyed getting into a challenge that relates to colors and sound. And at the end of the level, then you understand, because the level tells you and teaches you that what you've learned and what you've had to explore, and the way you have managed to finish the level is relating to the work of Kandinsky. So this way to create and to think and to produce the artwork and the level is reproduced in every other level. First, you enjoy a game mechanic that is first and foremost a video game. It's not a serious game where the knowledge comes first and then the fun comes second. Here we have typically a true video game where you enjoy the level and then you understand that what you've played with is relating to the work of the artist. Maybe you want to add something? Yeah.
Maybe we can make a presentation of the game or the rule trailer. If I can share the screen, Abdel, I will try to share it. Here is a website you can go on to download the game, of course. You see it's available on Steam, Google Play, App Store, Windows, and Mac. But the first stuff, and maybe we can launch the trailer if you want to see it. That could be interesting. And then we can make a kind of let's play. Okay.
So every level is related to a notion in contemporary art or modern art. You'll explore levels that are related to color, light, and this is the main topics, by the way, that we've chosen to explore. A few levels based on light and a few levels on colors. Hopefully, in the coming months or years, we'll explore more themes related to contemporary and modern art. These few levels that you have seen are related to some artists that have been, at the basis of some of the levels that you're going to see. There are artworks from Fromanger, Picasso, Kandinsky, as I've said, Mondrian, and every time that you achieve a level and some achievements into the level, then you collect some artworks that are part of the Centre Pompidou collection. So there is 2 layers of achievements. The first is obviously the levels, 7 levels, and the second layer is the artworks that you gain every time you achieve objectives into the level. So this is for genuine achievers, so that you have a higher level of achievement into the game. what can we add before the
Maybe we
yeah
the
begin there. Yeah.
yeah, maybe the game how it is made. Let's say we've got 7 chapter. You can say a little bit on that, what's in it, because every chapter is dedicated to something. So you can access the game through the chapter, which are the floors of this digital center, let's say. This digital twin of Pompidou, or artistic interpretation of that. You got this chapter, and then you've got, like you said, Abdel, you've got the gallery of artwork you are going to unlock while you're playing. And what's interesting is each level is linked with an approach and a conception of the core elements of art. Let's say the color, let's say light, but color is more than color in the artistic or more in the approach. It can be a functional color. Let's say color helps to understand how the stuff are structured. Like in the Centre Pompidou, you've got 4 colors: the blue, the yellow, the red, and the green, and each color has a proper function. Blue is, for example, the air circulation. The red is for the communication. The yellow is for electricity, and so on and so on. So it's very interesting to see that it's not a random colors, it's random colors linked with functional approaches.
It's been thought this way by the architects of the Centre Pompidou, and it has impacts into the gameplay. This is exactly a very good example of how we've used the functional colors thought in a way by the artist, and how it has impacts in the way you go into the gameplay, you play the video, the level, and you achieve the level. Because as you said, Olivier, you play with air, you play with electricity that you have to avoid so that you can finish the level. As you when Olivier is going to play, we will have different colors that have impact into the gameplay. And this approach of getting to know what the artist wanted to say, then having a theme into color, into light, etc., and applying it into the gameplay so that you can play it, you can have fun, and you can have a great experience based on the way the artist has thought the artwork and how it translates into the game. This approach has been applied for the 7 levels, as you'll see.
So let's play the first level, which is an introduction to the Pompidou Centre. So you see, you go to collect some orb. You see the little red stuff here are some energy points that helps you to unlock situation. You're gonna see, I'm gonna grab these orbs, and these orbs can be helpful for, I don't know, maybe here I've got a problem. Okay, these dots are very interesting. I will try to pass. Okay. Oh, what's going on? Oh, it's windy, so I can't pass because there is this obstacle. And how do I manage to pass this obstacle? It's an easy way. I say, okay, let's interact with that. Okay, something is missing, another one. Okay, go. And you see, it changed its color from blue, which was air conditioner, it became gray. So the function disappeared like that. So it's a way to illustrate how the game is structured. For example, you see yellow stuff here. Maybe if I go there, oh, something is happening. I get some issue. Okay, that's a problem like this. So there is electricity, so maybe I should not touch anything related with yellow stuff. Okay, so I'm going to explore this whole level like that. It's a very flow experience. I mean that one of our main influence we wanted to reproduce, or let's say that re-influence the game, was the game journey. You know, when you kind of ride into the whole game in a peaceful way, it's very contemplative. And so we really wanted to do a thing like that, where you could enjoy just the pleasure to flow on the museum. So it can be understood as a digital visit, kind of, because it's kind of really inspired places from the Centre Pompidou, but it's also a game where you enjoy moving. So you grab some gem and you got this special stuff here. You see the big one. Oh, what's going on? I unlock one artwork. Oh, I want Donald Jude information. So the stack, which is an installation in the Pompidou Centre, I can have more information. And what's interesting in the stack is how they use the red color in order to create some function and to enhance the function of the stacks. So that's another idea. And the whole level, you can collect stuff, and at the end, you collect a number of, I don't know, I think six or seven information on functional colors. And you've got this micro gallery of the main collection and the principal stuff dealing with the color as a function, because many artists use that and wanted to think about how color is structuring the things. So this is our first step here. Okay, just another one. Okay, for example, the Chumi, which have some big things in Paris. Red is here to be in contrast with the landscape, and so it really is a way to say things are here like that.
And every text has been written by the Centre Pompidou with this angle in mind. It's not like your typical description of an artwork, but it's been angled by the writers of the Centre Pompidou so that it fits with the purpose of this level. So that people understand in a seamless way what we want to express into the gameplay and how it is illustrated by the artwork. So everything is correlated, everything is linked.
Yep, totally. Maybe we can say something about the music, which was composed by IRCAM, which is a research center in Paris. Very interesting because they were not used to do some game music, and they were really, really happy to work on this. And so they produce a very smooth atmosphere, or very zen-like game, and I think it's very cool what they've done. So it's really an approach also to add some sound component in it in a very specific way, genuine way.
Yeah, it had to work with a great variety of levels. It had to be rewarding and to be informative, so that player really understood what they got exactly like this. But at the same time, not to be too much invasive, because the landscape are definitely a character of the video game. So it had to be like pleasant, not too much invasive. And IRCAM, which is a laboratory of music of the Centre Pompidou, of experimental and technology-related music at the Centre Pompidou, did a very good work in this way.
Woohoo! I won! Oh, I forgot. I got everything. So at the end of the level, you've got your score. I collect 7 blue gem and 39 red one. So I think okay, it was a good stuff. And then you can see the artwork you won. Okay, Felice Vareni, Donald Jude, Chumi. And for you, it's a way to enjoy it. Okay, to say, okay, it was interesting. Daniel Craig, okay, cool. What is this stuff? Okay, it's a mix between contemporary and modern piece of art. So it's a way to, let's say, to discover in a proper way the collection of the center in another approach. We go to the second level. This one is cool. Systemic color. In this game, you are going to interact and discover how color can create a language by its own when it is composed through algorithm with coding, etc. So it's, you see, it's quite interesting. You see, it's quite generative. When you work, stuff are evolving. Okay, what's going on? Okay. You see, whoa. Something is happening. What? Whoa, something here. Maybe is there some message? I don't know. What's this mysterious guy? So this one is really inspired by some Vasarely, Vera Molnar works, and all these artists working on this really geometrical, systemic approach of gaming. And so we create some puzzles here in order to show you that there is a kind of coding through color. Let's do the same stuff maybe. Okay, cool. Yes. Oopa. One more. Tac. Okay, cool. I unlock the first. Okay, the first puzzle, I solve it. That's cool. Okay. So we go for like that during several puzzles. Okay. Oh, I made a mistake. The symmetry was not okay. So I need to repeat again and try to solve the problem like that and do the same step. For the anecdote, we create a VR version of this game, or of the level, let's say, not of the game. Up. So you need to calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like that. You need to play because of the camera angle. Everything is done to make you make some mistake if you don't count. And so that was the main idea to 1, 2, 3 to help you to pass the level without counting is not possible. You need to count because the whole piece were created like that with numbers, with algorithm, with symmetric issue, etc., etc. Maybe I can go to another place.
This is the VR version we did of this level. It's not the same gameplay, but it's you in this level you have to get the gems that are displayed so that you create your own form. And at the end of the level, you compare to an artificial intelligence. So your creation may be imperfect, but humane, while the other one is perfect but created by an artificial intelligence. And since it was a level inspired by Vera Molnar, with one of the few artists that use digital and were one of the quite inventor of the digital art movement, it was a way to pay an homage to to this kind of creativity and artwork based on data, based on algorithm, and based on artificial intelligence. And it is a way to compare human creation to algorithm-based creation with this VR-based level, which is like a spin-off of what Olivier has shown you.
Let's go to this one. Committed color. Color as a political commentary or political language. You're gonna see it. We started this. I love this level because we started with the Mondrian artwork. You see, I like that because the famous painting of Mondrian is the city of New York, the top view, and we wanted to create a game where we play with verticality, with colors, and where you are going to evolve in, I'm gonna say, some very particular stuff. Like that, okay, you grab the stuff. And there is a kind of evolution, you're gonna see it, okay, whoa. Where am I? What's going on? What can I do? Oh, like that? Okay, something is happening. And you've got all these characters, these anonymous character, which could be, I don't know, worker, citizen of this strange world. We don't really know. And quite mysterious, and we like that because you see it's an evolution where we mix multiple artists like Fromager, like I was gonna say Mondrian, etc. So Tata, also lots of artists. Oh, I forgot one. Yeah. Let's say that every level was thought was a kind of interpretation, we can say, of the main of the concept.
Yes, and relating to the political aspect of this level, there is two aspects. The first is like anonymization through color, because those people, you don't know where they come, where they do. They are like automates into the city, into the sea, into New York City. If we take the Mondrian reference, so it is the anonymization, the robotization of people into the city, and also the fact that you can use them in some way as a resource to evolve into the level, interacting with them. They become some sort of resource so that you can progress into the level. So this there is 2 or 3 ways to express this the political aspect that was part of Fromager artworks.
Yeah, Fromager, Tata, and also Mondrian, and it's very interesting because gameplay here is a very component of the political message and the artistical message, and I think it's one of the property of video games to convey messages through emerging gameplays, to interaction. Because here, what's really important is not what you read, but what you do. It's a way to understand what was behind the spirit of the masters. We try to pay homage, and it's really interesting because, okay, let's do some really gameplay that are here to make a commentary on this different piece of art. We can go to another level. Just for you could have a global overview like that.
Faire les lumières?
Allez, go. Oh, maybe we can try this one, no?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to cheat because I restart, so don't look at the way to unlock all the stuff. Just press the cross 9 seconds and you're gonna have some debug, and okay, you can access anything. Hop là, levels. What's going on? Maybe in credits, okay. You see, it was for the Ministry of Education. Also, it's very important to say that it was supported by the Digital Education Division of the Ministry of Education, because the game is available for every teacher in secondary school, for art teacher, cultural teacher, whatever. Everybody would want to use this game as a support for pedagogical activities. And so that's why when you have the artwork, you can go in any different way, in any resources, online resources for the teachers. And I think it's very interesting because it's also a game, but it's also a tool. And it was very good way to help the teacher to have an introduction to contemporary art or to some core mechanics about that. This game is a reference to Picasso Harlequin. The main idea behind that, the gameplay, was about memory and the fact that you're into a maze, you don't know where you go, and when you put some color in it, you get some fruits that help you to discover some places and to maybe to understand where you're going. I think it's cool. also. And you see the style is very, very different here. This is not, how to say that? It's very drawn, like it was handmade. And it's very different from the other ones you saw before, like paintings here. So here you explore, etc. in many ways. This one I will not do it because if I do it, I'm gonna solve it. So, we've got other one like mystical color. You made this introduction before on this one, Abdel.
Yep.
Maybe we can go to another one. Which one? Some things dealing with light, maybe we can go. Okay, here. Yeah. I completed, okay. Okay, this one is about lights, and you see it's very dark. You are shining, and what can I do? Oh, okay. You've got to think and to discover how to ça marche pas. Can I do it? Something is wrong in this. My mouse is down. Super great. You know,
yeah, you are a light, and then you play with the form so that in this case they can align with the shadow.
I think I've got the word video.
I have to, yeah.
Okay. Let's go to this one, maybe. Where is it?
I have the video if you want.
No, it's okay. It's up here. Maybe I should stop the first one because everything is mixed. Let's go this way. Okay. So here the main idea is to create some path through your projection like this. You're evolving as this particular world. You don't know where you really are, and then you flashing with lights and with these moving lights, and it makes light as something really physical, and you create this path, and it's cool way also. You see, it's your shadow, when you double tap, it's becoming a bridge. So there is this puzzle which is very cool, and it's very zen, and the whole universe is great. So okay, like this. I can go, that's cool. Okay, so let's say that we've got here a good overview of the whole game. What can we say more? Yes, it's available so in many stores. You can download it on Steam. You can go on App Store, on iOS Store, etc. And it's cool. You can download it directly into the game, into the website also. What about the way people? Okay, I stop sharing the screen. What was the strategy behind all of that? The fact that we had a lot of press. It was a huge success in France. This game, lots of downloads, more than $30,000 yet. A lot of press release, press coverage, media coverage, very important. I think also in France, but also in Europe. And what was good is non-gamer played that game, and it was a main thing for us. It was not an hardcore gamer for hardcore gamers and an hardcore game. It was a game for everyone, and I think this was a main mission, and we managed to do that because for some people it was the first game they played in a decade, so it was cool. They came back to gaming.
And it's really interesting because at the origin it was a game that was financed for teenagers that liked games basically, and at the end of the day it was not only teenagers but adults, kids, obviously, older people, and people that were in art and discovered video games, which is unexpected but very interesting. I had a lot of feedbacks from the art sphere that discovered video games through this game, which is very interesting, and also people that went to discover art through the game also. So what was aimed to teenagers finally reached a lot of unexpected people, which is really unexpected and really interesting for us, and we're really happy. Although, as you said, Olivier, about the ratings on the stores, really good ratings, and the fact that the Centre Pompidou also during containment had the opportunity to reach people while they were closed, and at the time where the French government wanted to reach and asked the center, the art center and museums to reach people through all the channels. The video game came at a good time, if I can say, at a time where it was even more useful, because it brought the Centre Pompidou to digital media while people were at their home.
Yeah, this is something very interesting because today, because of the lockdown, we've got in every place of the world, you need to rethink what's the destination of museum, and how to give access to art. And I do think that today museums need to, more than digitalize, they need to become a kind of media that propose a lot of content for people in order to take some link, to maintain the link between the public and the museum. And for them, it was very nice idea, nice timing, because it was clearly a content they could propose to the people that were really wanted to have some art experience, because they were lacking that, and it was a very good way for them to give access to some art education. And I think this is an example of gaming, but you've got lots of games that could be done in a very different way. Some hyper casual games, some VR games, some narrative games. You've got some stuff in Italia also, Father and Son, for example, which is a narrative game on the opera, and you've got a lot of stuff. And I do think it's a really good way to go to your public when the public can't come to you, to develop this kind of digital content. What about maybe the process how the game was done? I don't know. Andrea, do you have some time? I don't hear you. Your microphone is
Sorry.
out.
Yeah. Okay.
Q&A maybe.
Yeah, we have some questions from the public, so I can put them on the screen. I think that they are going to hide our face for a while, but so you can read the question. The first one is this one. Did the Centre Pompidou set you free to choose the artistic movements or artists, or the curators asked you to tell about specific works of art?
It was a collaboration. Really, it was not like we absolutely want those artists to figure into the game. It was more what if we have like this time frame and budget, what can we do so that there is a great quality, people will understand aspects of contemporary and modern art, and at the end of the day, collaboratively, we figured out that colors and lights were really interesting to address. So, choice of the themes, the choice of the artist, and the way they could interfere, they could be managed together and fit into the gameplay. Everything was thought collaboratively because they had great respect of what could be achieved as a video game. And obviously, we had great respect of their collection, so we worked together. Yeah.
Okay. There's another question from Valentina, but you have already answered to that. What's the reception of these games and the number of players that downloaded it? But you have already answered that. So.
Yeah, but we can just say more than 30,000 in France, and the reception was very good because let's say they had an experience. First of all, it was a playful experience, and people like this. Like, okay, it's zen, it's cool, it's not about killing, it's okay, problem solving, puzzle, but that's kind of smooth. I discovered some stuff. Some people wanted more pedagogical content. It was very crazy because gamers said, oh, it was cool, but we want more information on that. It was very surprising because we did not expect that from the audience. I think it's one of the goals of the game is to give you want you to discover more, and so that's why the reception was very cool. And the Centre Pompidou was really happy because for them it was a first incursion in the world of video games, and it's not an easy world, and it was a good incursion. So I think it was nice.
Okay. And another question from Luca. Luca Roncella is a game designer at the National Museum of Science in Milan. So that's why I think it's interested in this game. And he asked, is the video game promoted inside the museum, for example, at the entrance, engaging you to download it, or inside exhibitions?
They have mostly digital channels to promote it. There is like a design way to put the video games into the museum, and also some all the places that are related to the Centre Pompidou in France and abroad. It's like a design setup that they're going to build so that it can evolve and be distributed and shown in a eventful way, if I may say. But for the time being, they've used only digital channels, social media, things like that.
Okay. Another question from Luca. Stefano as well, before Luca. Are the experiences of the game and of the museum complementary? Do you think that one could enjoy the game even without visiting the museum?
Yes, second question, definitively, because I think the game is something on its own, and you can play it and don't go to the Pompidou Centre and just enjoy the game. And also, I think one of the idea behind this game was to propose it to people before they come into the museum, to have a kind of initiation of what modern art is and contemporary art. And more than that, it's the pedagogy of the center is very interesting because it's based on manipulation. You do stuff, you manipulate, you draw, you cut stuff like this. And then once you've done that, they say, hey, what you've done, it's like how Matisse is creating his painting. This is how one is drawing, etc. And so like that, you are more aware, let's say, and you say, oh, okay, it's interesting. I done that, so I more understand the way they think about stuff when they paint or they create, etc. So it was interesting to have this gesture and the disposition of the artist and how his mindseted before going to the paintings, because sometimes you are in front of some paintings and say, what's behind this? And you can put some distance because you say, I don't understand, I can do it. Yes, you can do it. So do it. And then you're going to understand that when you're doing it, you're doing more than just doing it. You see?
Okay.
And so I think it's a very interesting way.
Okay. One last question from Luca. Did the management of the center ask you at a certain phase of concept design to be more promotional about the museum or about the artworks?
Really, no. They were more interested into the final experience than into the promotion of the museum. They were really involved into the content creation, and they wanted it to be a great experience at the end of the day. But the only thing that I can say is that they wanted the artworks to figure in a great numbers. Not 10, but not 20, but 40, so that people could have a good vision of their great collection. So yes, they wanted to have a great landscape of what is accessible at the Centre, but it is understandable at the end of the day, if I may say.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe one thing when we make the announcement of the game, it was at the Paris Games Week, the big Parisian salon video game event. And it was a very gamer event, and we had some cool links with the guy from the cell, and Emmanuel Martin helped us to put the game at the front line of the Paris Games Week. So it was very nice because it was a way for the video game industry to say, hey, we do stuff which are not just only games. We can do in many ways, in artistic ways, in cultural ways, educational ways, in for I don't know, some many aspects and figures of the video game. So it was very interesting also because it was a claim saying, okay, it's a game.
Okay. So this is not a question, but Luca, thanks you for your answer and congrats for your game. So
thank you, Luca. Coming from you, it's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, call us. Send us a mail.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there's no more questions. So if there are any more questions, if you want to say something else, or maybe we can go to the virtual room to meet the public who want to join us. I'm going to put the link on the screen again. So if someone wants to join us for an informal chat in the virtual room, we can meet there. So anyway, thank you for your presentation, because it's very interesting for us in Italy to hear experience also from other countries, other museums, because I think it can be useful to be together and to share our different experiences. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now I switch to Italian again. Chi vuole può unirsi alla stanza virtuale dove fare qualche chiacchierata appunto informale con Olivier e Abdel. Noi ci vediamo domani mattina per la prossima lecture alle 11. Parleremo di musica e videogiochi, quindi passeremo dai musei alla musica. Okay, there's a last question. This one. If it's not asked before, where can we pay the game? Yes, we can repeat where the public can pay the game. It's useful, maybe.
Prisma7.io.
Okay.
You can go to prismaset.io. and
good night. Welcome to the party.
Yes, you can. Anyway, you can play the game in a lot of different platforms. I've played it on Steam on PC, but you can play it on mobile as well. Apple Store, iOS Store. iOS is Apple Store, and Android. I think Android as well. So I played on Steam. So I'm a PC player, but yes, you can find the information on the official site. So. Anyway, if you want to chat, I'm talking with Michele. If you want to chat with Abdel and Olivier, you can join us in the virtual room. So let's meet there. And thank you again, Abdel and Olivier. See you soon in Italy, I hope. Maybe the next time in Italy.
Hopefully.
Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.